Brands need to understand diversity marketing and use it in their business plans if they want to show diversity to modern audiences and market their products in a way that is accurate and keeps them relevant. The world we live in has become much more different in just a few generations. Because of these changes, digital marketing and advertising have had to change in order to reach a much larger audience than they did in the past. And as your audience gets younger and more diverse, it's important to make sure that your brand reflects their values and ethics. Even if it doesn't directly represent them, modern audiences, especially Millennials and Generation Z, want to see diversity in ads. In fact, 70% of millennials have said that they will choose a brand based on how inclusive and diverse its advertising is. Representing your brand is important because it's the right thing to do, even if it doesn't help you sell more to younger people. In modern marketing, accepting diversity is no longer a choice, it's a requirement. At this point, diversity marketing comes into play. Diversity marketing is a way to market that involves noticing different subgroups among your target audience and keeping up with cultural and social changes in your community and among your customers. Diversity marketing tells you what you want your other marketing campaigns to do and why you want them to do it. It can be shown both inside your organization and to the rest of the world through your messages and ads. It changes the way you talk about your brand, your story, and your voice. You should think about the many different kinds of diversity. Age, gender, disability, appearance, religion, race, and one's own identity are all important. The sexuality of a person, education in a language and class. Location on Earth. Why is diversity important in the marketing world? Diversity marketing is a must in the marketing world of today. People didn't expect or demand that their brands showed diversity in the past, so it was easy to avoid the hard work and critical thinking that was needed to become more inclusive. All of that is no longer true. Let's take a look at some of the most important reasons why you should include diversity marketing in your plans. Makes your brand's reputation better. It's easy to understand. Brands that don't use diversity marketing are doomed to fade away and hurt their reputations. Inclusion and representation are important ways to keep a brand's good name and show your audience that you care about everyone. Brands that do a good job of marketing diversity make it a core part of their brand and are easy to spot as being open to all kinds of people. That helps them get a good name and build a brand based on acceptance. Extends how far you go and who you get to. Diversity means having a lot of different things, which means that a wider range of people will be interested in your brand if you can market and advertise to them well. People from different cultures and communities are more likely to work with your brand if they think it represents them. Investing money in marketing for diversity can also help you reach more people. You can raise the profile of your brand and get the word out about your products or services by reaching out to new groups. Younger people will like it. People say that Gen Z and millennials are hard to market to. They don't trust brands in general, which changes what kinds of ads they pay attention to. By making your marketing about diversity and representation, you can appeal to these younger audiences and help build your brand's reputation among new buyers. Young people also have strong beliefs that affect what they buy and how loyal they are to a brand. Millennials and Gen Z tend to think that everything should be for everyone, and they don't like many of the traditional ways of advertising, such as focusing on a small group of people and leaving out people of different ages, genders, or religions. Helps make things different. Even though every brand wants to grow and make more money, there are moral reasons to support diversity and inclusion. The world is becoming more diverse, and organizations should want to be a part of the movement to open minds and include groups that haven't gotten enough attention. Diversity marketing is part of a changing system that tries to make everyone's lives better and the world we live in a better place. Part of this system are brands that use diversity marketing. Brands, in particular, can affect a lot of people and can be big forces of change and inclusion on a global scale. People often think that diversity marketing is part of digital marketing because the word is written the same way as content marketing, email marketing, and SEO marketing. On the other hand, diversity marketing is not at all a form of digital marketing. Instead, it is a way of thinking that can be the basis for all of the marketing for your brand. It's a word for your brand's overall goals and the message you want it to send. A great way to make sure that diversity marketing stays a part of your digital marketing is to add a step to the process of making every strategy that lets you think about how your tactics reflect diversity and inclusion. This will help you keep the diversity marketing way of thinking in mind as you work on other parts of your marketing. Now that you know what diversity marketing is and how it can help your brand and the community as a whole, let's look at how you can use it in your organization. 1. Focus on yourself. When your own team doesn't show that you care about diversity and inclusion, it's hard to show that you do. Start with your own business and find ways to hire people from different backgrounds. This is not only a great best practice, but it also helps you learn more about how to use diversity marketing strategies the right way. 2. Say and show things that make everyone feel welcome. The words and pictures you use in your marketing campaigns have a big impact on the people who see them and are important for getting your message of diversity across. You can make sure you don't leave anyone out by using language that includes everyone and finding pictures of people from different groups. 3. Listen to what people say. A big part of marketing for diversity is to listen to what customers have to say. People in the audience will be able to tell you if they think you're doing a good job of representing different groups or if you're missing the mark. By taking part in your marketing, your audience can also help spread your message about diversity. 4. Know how to tell the difference between. As has already been said, your strategies should have a lot of different kinds of diversity. Make sure you know what kind of diversity you want to show, instead of just trying to check a box for each category. Learn more about each group and listen to what they have to say about how they want to be represented. 5. Avoid tokenism. Tokenism is a word for actions that only look like they are trying to be inclusive. This can happen if you don't take the time to learn about the people you're trying to represent, and if you try to reach out to new audiences in a shallow way. This hurts more than it helps. Take the time to learn how to be real when you're trying to market to people from different backgrounds. 6. Set up a way to make sure people are responsible. Diversity marketing is something you can say you want to do, but it's something else to actually do. Set clear goals for what you want to accomplish with your marketing for diversity, and make sure your internal teams understand those goals. Make sure that your goals can be tracked and that you know what to do if your benchmarks aren't met. 7. Pay a lot of attention to diversity. Diversity and inclusion marketing won't work if it's not a top priority for your brand. If you don't make it a core part of how you run your business, half-hearted efforts to be more inclusive and represent more groups won't have much of an effect on your audience.